We've got Clarkson. Benjamin! Please! Apple's gonna freak me out.
He's already a little bit tipsy.
Ben, you've bought a farm.
Yeah.
If anyone had any doubt that you are the Wish.com Clarkson, it's absolutely nailed now.
Well, look, I grew up on a farm. I don't know if where Jeremy grew up, but it's sort of like back to my roots, really. Grew up in mid-Devon and come back. Okay. And it's awesome.
Well, we'll explain how you've ended up here and what you've got here. It's a spectacular piece of land. Looks
like your first time. Are you dressed ready for the day?
I'm wearing, this is what I call city boy come country, you know.
Yeah.
To be fair, you're not far off, but this looks a bit more legit.
To be honest, it's mostly the footwear I'm looking at.
You've got some mould on there.
There's some mould.
Rusty buttons.
Mould keeps the water out.
My footwear, these are my rugged shoes.
Yeah, yeah. They're quite low. I mean, that beautiful thing about the Devon red soil is that will sort of seep through your shoes, and then for weeks to come, you'll see the colour in your toenails, and you know, you'll think of this day, I imagine.
Well, I'll invoice you later.
Cool.
Should we go and see your new motor?
Yeah.
I heard it coming down the lane.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's an absolute ripper.
Highly tuned.
It says 900 on it. I'm guessing horsepower.
Whatever it is, Mike, it's a better vehicle than what you arrived in. But okay. I'll show you.
Show me the goods. Here she is.
Yeah.
An RTV 900 with power steering.
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't really need that particularly, but it's you know, it's got some juice. I think 900 means cc, but it's super functional. It's got a bit of patina on it.
Okay.
But it drives pretty well. It's just not that fast. It's a bit disappointing. The speed is not quite there.
I mean, you were the Stig.
I
think you could do with an upgrade.
Dude, you're paying for that. Stop that. It's really bringing me out in a hive.
Oh.
What an absolute...
Well, your skin's actually going. Just some moisturiser.
Yeah, I'm popping off. As soon as this cuts, I'm coming over there. I'm going to pound your face in.
I have been researching some upgrades for you.
Yeah?
I know you've probably got a list of stuff you want to buy. Have you ever heard of the Honda Mean Mower?
No.
This thing, it's a lawnmower, sit-on lawnmower, that does 150 miles an hour.
Is it a racing mower?
It's well, like proper Honda built. So Team Dynamics, the BDCC team,
yeah.
they built it.
Matt Neal.
150 miles an hour.
I'd have to race him on one of those.
And then the next one, which I did a video on years ago on DRIVETRIBE, I still had hair, was the JCB Fast Track 2, a 150 mile an hour tractor.
Interesting. A mate of mine used to race lawnmowers, but until I saw it, I couldn't believe it.
It's
they are
lethal.
fast. But where do they do this? Is it on fields and stuff, or they take on track?
I think it's mostly grass.
Okay.
Yeah, grass track.
I'm ready.
Like autocross.
Bring it. Does it have a practical function besides going fast?
I think Honda made sure that it's still mowed, but I'm not sure what mowing or ploughing in that JCB looks like at 150 miles an hour.
Yeah, it might make a bit of a mess.
Yeah, but coming in, you have what I would class as a hill climb.
Yeah.
So I think we should ask Honda to lend us the Mean Mower.
Yeah.
And I reckon you can get from your front drive up to, I'm going to say that fence post as a finish line in under 20 seconds.
A bit short. I mean, when it dries out, you could go to the top of the field, I think. Go all the way. To be honest, everything you need is in this, because I can get all the kit in the back to plant stuff, dig holes, but possibly might need a quad bike or something like that.
Okay.
They're cool.
The tyres look a bit worse for wear.
They are.
We going to be able to manage? You're slagging off my shoes. Is this going to be able to get up the field?
It's 50-50, but it's a bit of a walk otherwise, and we've got stuff to carry, because you're going to do some work today.
Right, okay. What should I do with this? Is there
we'll just, you better find out a way to put that back on.
Yeah, will this start? Do we need to give it a jump start or something?
It'll start, yeah. It'll start.
Good.
Come on.
To the fields!
Move over. Oh, that's the dog seat.
Sorry.
All right.
Rip it! Get up there! There's quite a step there.
It really is. A little bit of soaring. You've got to try and just give it a little bit of that. She's good.
Oh no.
Nearly. You need to get on the front and put some weight on the front.
Are you joking? Or are you being...
No. Go and stand in the front, face me with your feet on the bull bar. You're fine.
I mean, immediate failure.
Get on there.
Ben, this thing is
Go on, Mike! Okay, stop!
Benjamin! Please!
Our job for the day was to plant some apple trees, as Ben's main aim for this farm is to plant an orchard to produce his own cider.
This one needs drained.
Does need a bit of draining. Does need a bit of draining.
A bit of that.
So you dig that one.
Yep.
And I'm going to dig something along here.
Ben, how do you feel about an apple tree planting Q&A? Got some questions for you.
Where's your spike?
It's over here.
I've got it. Don't lose it. Don't lose it.
Yeah, I'll bring it over.
Come on.
First question. You used to live in Bristol.
I did.
You now live here in Devon.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, you can get up to more in the country. So for starters, Kubota land.
Yes.
So you can race around in your own space. And it's beautiful. Just always loved the countryside.
And you know, you could have just moved to some cottage, but you have bought a farm. I mean, you're saying that field up there is yours, the one we were walking in earlier. Why a farm? Is it not too much hassle?
I hope not, because I grew up on one and we had sheep, and I know those things are vicious and they're self-destructive. Their main goal is to commit suicide. They're really hard to look after. So with the apples, I'm hoping that these trees are a bit more carefree, but you have to protect them because basically the difference to this is everything wants to kill the tree, which is, you know, you've got deer want to eat them, rabbits want to eat them, voles apparently, or another, voles. The main task is going to be the apple juicing and all that stuff. But how hard can it be? Besides, you'll come around and help.
Exactly, genuinely. I want to come out, hang out here in the summer. I think it'd be great.
I mean, what's not to love? You got space, country pursuits, shoot some clays, hang out, drink cider.
It can be cold and wet sometimes.
Yeah. Try not to break my shovel.
No one's ever said that to me before.
The world has gone nuts for Clarkson's farm. I think it might even be rivaling, if not bigger than, the Grand Tour on Amazon. What would you say you've learnt from Jeremy? Because I guess watching it, it's like farming first principles. It's a complete amateur just having a go.
Yeah.
But you know, you used to live on a farm, so I'm guessing you're kind of a couple of levels up from that. But what
I'm not sure I am actually.
Okay.
I mean, the smart thing he did is he's got Caleb, which is the real brains of the operation.
Do you have one of them?
Yeah, I mean, this is it. There's some great kids around here who know the land backwards, worked there, you know, lived here, grown up here.
Yeah.
What was Caleb when he started working with Jeremy? 18, 17? And there's so much experience and knowledge. It's amazing what the locals know. So that's the trick, I think, is to get some help. You can't do everything yourself. And that's what makes the world go round.
So, my next question. Say you come upon a farming problem.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason you think, do you know what, Clarkson will know the answer to that. Have you got Clarkson's number in your phone?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Would you class yourself as mates with him, or is there too much awkwardness from back in the day?
I think so.
So you'd say you're pals with Jeremy?
Well, I actually did an interview with Andy Willman recently. And the thing is...
Old courtroom buddies?
Well, that's it. But, you know, life goes on. And at the end of the day, you know, we had a lot of fun together over a long period of time. And I like them. And even when we were arguing with each other, I couldn't say that I disliked them.
Okay, so you and Jeremy still speak and
yeah.
There's no awkwardness. When was the last time you saw him?
I saw him at the Rat Party, end of their grand tour. So last month.
Was it at his place?
That was in London.
Oh, okay. How do you feel about the trio essentially ending? Are you sad, or do you think it's a good time to go out, or?
They've been at it, it's a hell of a long time. 22, 21 years is a long time for them. I don't know how they feel about it. I've enjoyed it, but I mean...
Do you think it's time to move on, or do you wish there was another 5 years in it?
I'm delighted that there's The Farm. I've watched each series twice.
Yes.
I think it's absolutely hilarious. It reminds me of so many things growing up as a kid and watching Jeremy experiencing it and being kicked in the balls by sheep, and you know, who wouldn't like that? It's just hilarious. And him, you know, fumbling through and learning the hard way, which is what it's about really, because I haven't really got a clue what I'm doing. There is one thing I'd phone Clarkson for.
Okay.
The sheep fleeces, because they can't sell them. They seem to be almost worthless, which is crazy, because the wool industry hasn't kept up with it.
Yeah. But
they're perfect for mulching around apple trees and suppressing the vegetation around it so that the roots grow better.
Okay.
So that's it, and that's used in apple orchards.
Well, I've travelled all the way here, so really, if payment for that, I want you to get your phone and WhatsApp Jeremy asking for one of those fleeces.
You pop up in the Rover and pack it full of fleeces for me.
Genuinely, I'll do it.
Yeah, I mean...
If you text them.
Yeah, I will.
We've got Clarkson. Where's your phone? Is it on you?
It's back in the buggy.
Okay, over lunch, we're messaging Jeremy.
All right.
What do you think about the card game though? Because realistically, there's now 2 enormous holes by the end of the year in car media. Top
Bigger than
Gear,
this hole.
Way bigger than this hole.
Yeah.
Top Gear and the Grand Tour.
Yeah. We've got to fill it, Mike.
What do you genuinely think is going to fill that space?
Better, Mike.
Is car television gone?
TV is kind of gone, really.
Right.
I lived in that TV bubble, having a fantastic time, movies, big screen, all that stuff. Not really realising that quietly this revolution was happening on YouTube.
Well, I guess if we were to film Colin's Farm for a TV episode
Who's
for
Colin?
ITV.
Oh, sorry, Collins.
Colin's Farm.
Yeah.
We wouldn't just pitch up and have a go like we're doing. We'd be months.
It'd be months. It'd be a nightmare. Yeah, and then probably they'd edit one of us out.
Well, I'm just like, yo, BC.
Yeah, like,
what's your address? I'm coming round.
we're calling it Collins Farm, and then after a few months and a few meetings with large committees, it'd be like, no, it's going to be Mike's Metropolis Farm, or something different like that.
I like that. I've basically got a sort of club foot right now.
Yeah.
My foot is so heavy.
They're
with
really grippy shoes.
clay.
They're really impressive.
Yeah.
Just the right thing for
Can
the job.
you spade my shoe off?
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's an awesome hole, and there's hardly any rocks, so putting that together.
Glad, I'm proud of that
Easy.
achievement. It does look good, nice and uniform.
It's a good size beauty. Yeah. Well, look, I think we've earned a little break, and I've got some cider samples, so you can actually try out a bit of what I'm aiming to produce in a couple of years. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try some of your
Try
juice.
it out. Yeah. Give it a whirl.
Okay, so why am I drinking this? How's this relevant to what you're doing up there?
Because I like it, and ultimately there's a million ways you can produce cider. So you can adjust what goes in, how you press it, how you ferment it. The whole thing is adjustable.
So you might produce a recipe like this.
Well, exactly. That's nice. It's really charming. Jeez, it'd be a slow night with you, wouldn't it?
That's quite tasty.
Exactly. It's not too sweet.
Yeah.
And you could, so that's half the problem with a lot of the commercial stuff. It's very, very sweet because they're adding loads of sugar. So this one is keeved. It's from Pilton, which is over the border, Somerset. Probably poured a bit too much for you there. So it's a bit more gassy because that's part of the process. So it's fermented in a much slower process, colder temperatures. They use the acid to break down the apple to produce this stuff. It's very good. It's different. It's got a lot of depth for people that can actually make note of the flavour without having some sort of weird ordeal. Cheers.
Sorry. Do you know what? Immediately smell, I prefer. Ooh. That's different. Ooh.
And actually, because it's never the same 2 years running, that is different to the stuff they were making last year. Same brand name, same what they're aiming for, but it does change year to year. And this one is it's more acidic.
I would class that, it's almost like smoky.
Yes,
compared
smoked
to
bacon,
that one.
I think. So which one, what's your tipple?
Do you know, this is much more drinkable, but that's because when I go alcohol, I'm an alcopop kind of guy.
Yeah.
So I'd sit and drink that, but that's not to say this isn't nice.
Do you know what, I love them both, but it's exactly what you said. If you're going to drink quite, get it stuck in, Devon Red, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Something a bit different with food.
You and the boys, you and the wife.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah, that's enough of that though.
One thing you haven't done yet is message Jeremy Clarkson. So
Right.
get your phone out.
Okay.
Where is it?
All right, I did promise.
You'll have a bit of Dutch courage now.
All right, we're asking
Right.
for sheep pelt.
I actually want to see this. I want to see you go into your contacts and for Jeremy Clarkson to
All
come
right.
up.
Right, there he is.
Hey JC, BC here.
Yeah.
Loving the show. Just bought a farm myself.
Do I need to give all that information? I think, how about can I buy some fleeces?
Well, I feel like he should know you've bought a farm. Do you know what I mean?
okay.
So yeah, come if you want to go straight in with that. Can I buy one of your fleeces? Just bought a new farm. P.S. Sorry for everything.
No. because he won't respond to that. All right, this is what you get.
Right, let me see.
Now, you're not writing.
I'm going to read it out to camera.
All right.
Just so the audience know it's legit. Come on. Jeremy Clarkson. Hi, Jeremy. Can I buy some of your sheep fleeces to go around my apple trees, please? In brackets, I bought a mini farm. Cheers, Ben. Oh.
He usually rings back straight away.
Now we're talking.
He doesn't usually, but I just thought I'd get Mike excited. He's already a little bit tipsy. I'm just going to have another swig of Pilton. Now, when it rings, you're going to have to answer it and deal with the wrath.
Sorry for what happened.
Right, you're done.
Okay.
I would not expect an instant response.
Okay. Well,
but you never know.
We've got some more stuff to do, right? So
yeah.
While we're waiting...
Yes, we have a lot to do.
Shall we plant a tree?
Let's plant a tree. Come on.
Jeremy does reply before the end of this video, but it might not be with what you expect.
What about your cars? Can we get an update on those?
Yeah.
So what some people might, well, they won't have realised, is that in our GoPro video, 911 versus 911,
yeah.
Your turbo shat itself.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
So it suddenly became a very, very heavy four-wheel drive Carrera.
Yes. And of course, when they looked at it, the other one, its brother, has also taken a dump. So I've got 2 turbos being fixed on that, which is nice.
That doesn't sound cheap.
It's not, actually. It's not what I was hoping for. But, you know, that car's it's great. I love it.
Your Landy?
Landy's back.
The Landy's back.
Yeah.
So that was getting a full resto, was it?
No, the exhaust fell off that one.
Right.
So that's fixed, and that's kind of like my chief vehicle now.
And something that crossed my mind, you said that you'd had a chat with Andy Willman, and I remember when you left Top Gear, you told me that you actually set up quite a cheeky little challenge. You were going to rent Dunsfold and set your own Top Gear lap record, like outside of the TV show. I was guessing it would have gone on YouTube.
Yeah.
Can you give us the background of how that all came about and how it then didn't come about?
Well, we'd kind of been at war in the media, and I was under an injunction, so I was under a gagging order.
So this is like middle of court case, right?
During court case.
Yeah.
So that was pretty horrible. So there was lots of things being said, blah, blah, blah. And they had the full force of the media at their disposal. The BBC could do what they wanted. So I was kind of, couldn't say anything, couldn't do anything. Then afterwards, it sort of carried on, all these sort of playful things. You know, there was the Stig farm, and the Stig writing his book with Tip-X on the screen, all that, ha 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 ha. But it went on a bit longer than that, and I thought, sod this, I'm going to throw back a little rabbit punch. And so they'd had the new Stig had been on, and they was, oh, he's sort of new and improved. And I looked at the lap time, it was the Ariel Atom with the V8. I watched it.
Weapon of a car.
Great car. I thought, that's got a bit more in it. So I went about booking the car, and so booked the track, booked the car, had the film crew. We were going to bust in there to Dunsfold, and I was going to break the record with that car. But Willman, he's got radar and antenna, and he kind of saw what was going on.
Who do you think grassed you up? One of the TV guys or the Dunsfold guys?
It's hard to know, but I think maybe it might have been the manufacturer or someone. But it just, okay. Oh, is this okay? Is this something he's doing with you? And Willman would probably be like, no.
Absolutely not.
But he actually, I think it must have made him laugh, because he then called me the week afterwards and just said, look, let's do something together. And he got me back in, and we did a film with the Help for Heroes guys, who were doing Dakar, the Wounded Warriors for the military, and that was fantastic. So that was a sort of, make peace and get on with it.
Okay, it's a piece of content that I still think, well, now we're years on, and there's certain cars I reckon if we got you behind the wheel of, you could take the record.
1,000%.
And now that, sadly Top Gear is gone, there's probably not going to be any other Stig laps happening. So, it's kind of teed up for someone to take the record.
I've got a long list of things I'd like to go around there in. And then now I think as it finished, the SF90 has got the lap record, which makes sense, but it's still quite a heavy car.
Yeah, it's still like a 2-ton car.
It is 2 tons, but the power, the thing is, it's the launch. So it's a standing start, and that gives a massive advantage to the hybrids. So you need something that can really pull it back in the corners.
Okay, well, stay tuned on that then.
Absolutely. Got a few ideas.
Rip it! Yes! Woo! So you're telling me this is going to take about 3 years before it's producing apples you can use.
Yeah, long-term game.
You're going to be in your 70s by then. Can you please give us the first name of the current Stig, or the one that replaced you?
I can't. There's a code.
Will it completely give it away?
Yeah. I think. Well, I don't know if it would. There aren't that many with that name. No.
What is the letter? What's the first letter?
Can't tell you.
Come on.
Can't tell
First
you.
letter?
No. He's got a strange taste in cars, but so do you.
Here comes some more clues. Can you imagine if it was me? Happy with that, Ben?
Yeah, it's not bad. Thank you.
Is there any way we can mark this one so that when we come back in 3 years, it's like that was our tree?
I think we'll mark it as Mike's tree.
Okay.
It's only taken us a day, so when it comes to that field over there, at that rate, it'll take us about a year and a half. I think I've got to come up with a different system.
Okay.
But thanks. Mike, there is one thing I want to show you because you've got an engineering brain. So basically picking up the apples is going to be a problem.
What's your issue?
Well, this is the late bloomer. This tree cracks me up because it's a one of a kind. It's sort of started sprouting loads of apples. All the others have dropped off the trees in December. This one just does what it wants. And they're still on there in February. But it does beg the question, what do you do? Like what's the most efficient way of getting these off the ground?
Well, do you know what? It kind of freaks me out anyway because I don't really... Apples kind of freak me out.
Well, yeah.
I had childhood trauma with an apple. I got force-fed one in P2 by my teacher, and she said I wasn't allowed to go out and play with my mates until I'd had a bite of apple.
Yeah.
So I just bit this segment and I was like retching and gagging it up, but she just forced me to do it, and ever since I can't even touch these things.
Because you don't like doing what you're told?
Well, it's just I'm not very good at putting things in my mouth that I don't want in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What about one of these? You want to try one of these? Might taste better.
No, thank you. You have machines for this, don't you?
I don't know. There's a machine that shakes the tree and the apples fall off. But as for picking them up, I think it's, I don't know. I think it's manual labour. But I was thinking about whether there's a device you can put on the ground that will scoop them up.
A dog?
Not useful. You'd either eat them or run away.
What's wrong with eating them?
I'm thinking about like a shroud or something. You could sort of pull it together with a rope, sack them up.
Well, are you supposed to time it so they don't end up on the ground?
Well, they're going to be shaken into something. Maybe I just need to. Maybe it's a very basic thing, but it just seems to me there's going to be a lot of labour getting these things into the hopper. But it's something I'll find out later in the year. But no, thanks for the input. It's great. Just try and get it downhill, Mike.
Well, up from here, you've got 2 fields that way, do you?
Yeah.
What's happening with those?
That's where. So 500 trees going in there.
Wow.
Not the way we just did it with
500.
one man, one digger. It's going to be one of those like corkscrew things, like a motorised digger. Drill the hole, in it goes, next. But it's going to take ages, and there's no way to get around it. You have to fence off each tree. So it's going to take some serious planting, and I have to get in some serious help.
What about a bit of a rally course up there?
Yeah, you could do a bit of McRae action.
I'm guessing you've watched Sand Job.
Yep.
Richard's got his off-roading DB9, which he has saved. He's got it in his barn, so we're going to get it roadworthy again.
Yeah.
I reckon that could be the ultimate farm vehicle.
Awesome.
And guys, if you would like to meet me and Ben and also see Richard's Aston Martin DB9, make sure to get tickets for the DRIVETRIBE event at the Haynes Motor Museum on June the 23rd. Last year was really great, wasn't it?
Well, last year was awesome. And hopefully this year my Lancia will be ready so I can bring that as well, the Evo 1.
Absolutely, that'll be really sick. So yeah, link in the description for tickets. We'll also put a little card up there. Get tickets for the DRIVETRIBE event. You'll see Richard, me, Ben and a few others. Ben, thank you for having me. Do not throw that at me.
You are welcome. Thank you for coming and helping dig some holes.
You know, genuinely, really cool spot you've got here. I questioned why you'd left Bristol, but I totally get it now.
Yeah, I love it. It's peaceful.
Really nice. So yeah, Collins Farm.
Bring it on.
Plenty more to come.
Absolutely.
Before I left, there was one more question I had for Ben.
Did Clarkson reply, by the way?
Not yet, but I'm sure he will. He needs to get rid of those fleeces.